Welcome back to Two C's with a Pod, but there's three of us. Look at this. We've got the bearded one himself, Matt May, back from the dead.
Happy to be joining.
We're happy to have you, dude.
Yes.
You scared us. You scared us a little bit, but it's good to see that you got the full beard going. You've got what Ben Roethlisberger had cut off. You are full, but you, sir, you are abiding by the stay-at-home and the quarantine. You will not get that beard cut until you are able to go back out into the public.
It's pretty much that. That's pretty much it. I'm going to wear the beard out in public maybe once, but then I've got to at least trim it up a little. I can't even eat without getting hair in my mouth right now. It's driving me nuts, if you want to know the truth about it. But
it seems like it would be very warm as the summer goes.
It is. It's kind of itchy. It's kind of itchy, but I've really just been too lazy to mess with it.
Well, we are very glad that you're here, and you're here for a special day. We're all wearing special shirts. I have myself a nice sporting Kansas City shirt on. Matt, what do you have? Look at
nice.
that.
I do too. It's actually even super special, and we'll talk about that, I guess, here in a second.
And May, you're sporting a Kansas City, sporting Kansas City shirt.
Brand new.
Today we are watching along a very special event. Is it fair to say this is the first major championship that was brought back to Kansas City that kind of just springboarded us to this success that we've had of a city in the sports here lately? Is that fair to say?
I would love to say that. Yes. I mean, probably a lot of folks wouldn't agree with me, but absolutely their success and their kind of breaking the Kansas City, jinx of not winning was huge. Yeah. Very important.
So what we're doing today is we're going to watch the 2013 MLS Cup Finals held right here in Kansas City at Livestrong Park at that point. What was the name of the stadium?
Hey, well,
what was it?
That's it.
No, it was 100%. It was 100% Livestrong.
It was still Livestrong. He had not been a full disgrace at that point, or we just hadn't changed the name.
I mean, I might need to fact check that. It's. I'm pretty sure if it did go away at that point, it would have been just that year or maybe the year before. But I think it might have still been.
Well, for those of you that are watching along with us on the YouTube page, just sit back and watch. We're gonna fire up our YouTube machine here, and we are going to start at. I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see it.
Hey, May, I wonder if you turned do you have your phone straight up and down? Just curious.
Yeah.
I wonder if you turned it?
Would that be beneficial? It doesn't seem like it helped a lot.
It's better. It's a little better.
Looky here.
Right.
Look what I've got here. All right, so we are going to start this at 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 41 seconds. So I'm going to hit play, and we're going to watch basically the second half of the second half, and then the shootout, overtime and shootout. So, all right, in 3, 2, 1, play. All right, it's cold out here, is what it looks like.
It's extremely cold.
Freezing.
Yeah.
So tell us how you guys got out there. Matt, did you win tickets was this the one you won tickets to? You got them off the Twitter. I remember there was a story behind the tickets. How'd you get the tickets?
It was we actually got it from Little Donsky, a friend of the show, someone
Shout
who's
out.
been on
Tiger King host Bill Donsky.
That's right. But do you have that video on mute? Do you know?
I do.
I don't know. I'm just catching a little bit of feedback.
I think it's since you made May turn his phone.
It's probably my fault. Okay, May, turn your phone back around.
Turn the phone back.
It's a professional operation we have here. But no, so basically what happened is that I wanted to go to the game, obviously desperately, but I didn't end up getting tickets in time, and it sold out pretty fast. May ended up, well, he can tell his story. And so basically I didn't end up having a ticket for quite a long time. And then I kept trying to look to get a cheap one, trying to win one. And then Dawn, just out of the goodness, just amazingness of herself, she hollered at us and was like, hey, I got two they were standing room only tickets. But I got 2 free tickets. She didn't even charge us. And so me and Chris got in. That's how me and Chris Collins went.
All right, May, how'd you get your ticket?
I got my ticket from Phil, actually. Phil and Melanie, and their patch of season tickets they used to have. And I got mine pretty late as well. And I threw, I had like the social media feels out, hey, anybody got an extra for the night? And then Phil got a hold of me. Well, Don got a hold of me too. And was like, you need tickets for tomorrow? And I said, actually, I'm good, but I know someone who does. I think that's how they ended up going Campbell's way.
And then, do you guys want to know how I got my ticket?
How'd you get yours?
Well, I walked down to my living room and I sat down in my chair, and then I turned on the channel in which the game was playing. Also on this video that we're watching, how great is it that we're getting like Missouri SEC championship scores in here?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Love watching all this stuff on the ticker for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I actually have, jersey wise, if you notice, and this is actually a cool little story before we get to a pretty big event here in the game.
So we're 70, we're approaching the 71st minute.
And this guy checking in right here will come back to be a very important player. This Palmer guy, okay, that just checked in. Lavelle Palmer's his name. Remember that guy's name, okay, because he becomes a very important player here in a little while. So this jersey right here is the jersey that, if you notice, Sporting is wearing in this game. And it was one of their I think it was one of the second jersey once they made the transition to Sporting, the name from the Wizards. And it is a really cool concept for a jersey. It's still probably one of my favorite ones. And it's really kind of tough to see here. But what it is it's Missouri and Kansas border. Okay, so if you follow along the line, you have Missouri in the dark blue and Kansas in the light blue, and then the Sporting patch right here sits right where Kansas City would sit. So that's the concept behind this jersey, which I thought was awesome, bringing the two states together. And again, it's such a special jersey because now that's the one they won this championship in.
So I'm going to be looking – your jersey's beautiful. I'm going to look for a close-up of a player.
Okay.
To see. I want to see the state. Here we go. All right. So we're at 72 minutes and 15 seconds. If you're on YouTube, we're at 119, 53, 54, 55.
So if you look now at me a little bit more, you can kind of see it. Do you see how it's, you know how Missouri kind of juts into Kansas a little bit?
Yeah.
Right? And then it sits right there. Now it's not a perfect, but that is the concept. Like that was a conscious concept by them, but it's a straight line instead of zigzaggy, like the Missouri line is. But
yeah,
that was definitely purposeful.
On this day too, Andrew Wiggins had 22 points in a loss to Colorado.
Tough break. He ended up being a pretty good pro, didn't he?
Yeah, he's
I don't know a
bad.
ton about it.
Not bad. May. Did you guys not sit together?
No, we didn't.
Why did I think you guys sat together?
We usually do. It's probably the only game we both attended where we didn't sit together. But
did you go out there together? That's what we would call an enforced error right there, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, they just booted it out of bounds. We were pretty sloppy. It was pretty dire right here at this point, I promise you. But we didn't go out there together.
We're down 1-0. That's a replay of Real Salt Lake's goal, correct?
No, but just missed. Look at this.
Okay.
Just missed. Went off the post and out, which probably would have done us in right there, that goal.
Right.
And so what a swing in this game. But go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so at this point, that would have put them up 2-0.
Correct.
With roughly 15 minutes to play.
Would have been really tough to come back at that point. Absolutely. And again, you're talking, going back to the weather conditions, you're talking 20 degrees. Wind chill of about 12. So basically the real temp, like the chill, whatever that, number is, was like at 9 by the end of the game. The field was completely frozen. You can see that it's frozen. You can see kind of little sections of it. Just incredible conditions to play soccer in.
Is this the coldest game?
Yes. As far as I know, this is still the coldest MLS game played. As far as I know, there was a national team game. Somebody's got a call. There was a national team game that did have like a blizzard in it. It's called the Snow Classico or something like that.
That was in Colorado, right? I remember it. I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was awesome. Really cool. Yeah, but no, they haven't. And here's where things start to get interesting here a little bit for Sporting. They get a turnover. You got Benny Feilhaber, who's just a phenomenal Sporting legend. Love that guy so much. Look at this chance right here. And here is a very important part of the game. So let's clue in here a little bit.
Cool. Is this where Gino Schiraldi scores?
Yes, and Enzo DePayde makes a huge save here. Yeah, it's a lot of
Dude, I love
cool Comet stuff going to happen.
Enzo DePayde, man.
Stuff.
All right, so we got a corner. All right, give us some.
You might pause it. Let's pause it right here for just like 5 seconds. Okay.
All right, we're gonna pause.
Okay.
Pause with the ball in the air.
I know, I blew it probably, and they'll show it a million times. But Aurelian Collin is the guy who will eventually get on the end of this, and we'll kind of watch. But he's just a really cool, special guy, special player. Like, again, it's neat to see him get this goal. But, yeah, sorry. Go ahead and finish play.
All right. We are back playing, and, oh, there it is. Look at there. Header.
Putting the head on it.
Header by Chris Collins. Good friend of the show. Thanks, Big C.
So he'll run. He runs. That's where May, and right where he runs in front of is where May and Phil were sitting with Phil's family.
There's May right there.
Is
that you in the KU stocking cap, May?
No. I actually have the hat I wore that day. I guess I should wear it.
We are at, since we paused there, just a time code, 1:23, 39, 40, 41, 42.
Watch Colin. He just beats this guy. Again, when you talk about soccer not being a physical game, watch how he just dominates this guy over the top. Just physical, boom. You know, the guy, he just watch this. It's
he
so
looks
much.
tall.
So
how
awesome.
tall is he?
Look at this. Not super.
He was pretty tall.
He's maybe 6 foot. He's not super tall. Yeah, no.
He looks a lot bigger.
So good in the air.
So, okay, did that goal come to you or away from you, Matt Campbell?
When you say, like, were we in that section?
Yeah, were you in that? Like, were you in that end of the stadium? Where were you? Where are you seated?
So basically, what happened was we kind of moved around a little bit to kind of get the best we could, and then we just thought, okay, we'll go right over above where Phil and May are. Okay, so we basically, where it says "Live Fearless" right there, that first, on the left-hand side, that's where May and Phil are, and we were just right above them. Here's Colin again. Watch Colin just beat this guy. Just wants it more. Boom. That's all that comes down to in a corner kick situation like that. Again, it's just who wants it more, who's got more fight, who's got, again, it's amazing.
Well, and to your point about the physicality, he was able to break free and get up. He was able to get a clean jump.
Yeah, by using his hands. Again, that's the piece that people don't realize, how much physical hand fighting and things that happen, so when you say you don't use your hands in soccer, that's like the stupidest, misnomer.
Yeah, Baylor's up 17-3 for the chance to go to the BCS over Texas. If that gets old, just let me know because I'm going to be calling scores down at the bottom. All right, so
please, that's a great bit.
We are tied with 12 minutes left in regulation, plus stoppage time. So we've got some time to chit chat, and catch up on some other things.
Please do.
So. Did you guys ride out there together?
I don't think we did. I remember rolling out there with Phil. I think I might have seen you guys, but I didn't really see a whole lot that game.
There's a chance. Just tall.
Claudio Bieler.
Was Melanie with Corey at this point?
I believe so.
Was Corey there?
I think that was a newer thing. Corey was there, if I remember correctly.
And they're happily married.
Karen and Skip were there.
Okay, Melanie and Corey happily married. I believe 2 children now. Is that correct? I think at least
that's
one.
Right.
I thought there might be 2.
I kind of thought there was one, but I don't know.
It might be one. Yeah.
Naylor could have got us out of a lot of cold weather right there if he just would have made that. I mean, he literally would have saved us like an hour's worth of sitting in the 12-degree cold if he just would have made that easy shot right there.
Right.
Yeah, because we're
look
gonna
at Beckerman's bleeding. Ooh, that's okay. I'll give you an example of a soccer. Like, I hate Kyle Beckerman. That guy right there. And Real Salt Lake in general is just probably, to me, my least favorite team and to me, they're our biggest rival in every way. And it doesn't make sense because it's Salt Lake and stuff. But what do you think, May? Would you agree?
Well, for us novices, Pecker. What's his name?
Becker.
Kyle Becker.
Player or the coach?
He is that player with the dreadlocks.
With the dreads.
Yeah.
White guy with dreads.
There you go.
One of those.
Shout out to good friend Dane Goodman, former white guy with dreads. Shaved,
God bless
cut
him.
him off.
It's no worries. Yeah.
Good brother.
It's a
good brother
look.
right
It's
there.
nothing wrong with that. Yeah, no, RSL, man, and Real Salt Lake in general is just they're the worst. I mean, it's funny because Benny Philharber, that's why Benny Philharber is just a legend. So he gets out on, and that's what's nice about soccer sometimes too. A lot of the NBA guys, NFL especially, they're very guarded in what they say, right? They're very kind of coached. They only say the coach speak, the kind of the cliches. In MLS, like, they don't get enough press to really make a difference. You know, they can kind of say what they want. And Benny Philharber, they literally just ask him in a press conference, they're like, what team do you hate the most? And he's like, without like a pause at all, he's like, Salt Lake. And they're like, why? And he's like, I don't like any of the, I like two guys on their team. The rest of them I hate. You know, he's just like as flat as can be.
Well, and that was one of the things on The Last Dance that was like, you know, you just kind of remember recency effect. But
Yeah.
like, those teams legitimately did not like each other.
The Pistons and the Bulls, that's a real thing. Those dudes would
The
fight.
Celtics and
They'd fight
the
right now.
Celtics and the Pistons.
Celtics and the Pistons.
The
They all
Celtics
really
and the
hate-
Lakers, like, we want to, you know, Magic and Larry are great friends now. They hated each other.
Yeah.
Until the Converse commercial. That it's legendary how much they did not like each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
Fair
was
enough. I just think they had a level of competitiveness against each other, like hate in like a personal sense. I don't think that was there. Does that make sense? Like, there's a
Okay.
reason to hate people.
okay. I misspoke.
No, I know
There
what you're
was
saying. I said it too earlier about RSL and hating them. Like, I don't hate them. They're just, I don't like them as a team, competitively in
But
sports.
what you see today is, I mean, boy, there was a tough saves. To payday okay on that one? Or?
Hey, the interesting thing about our goalie is he was on his last leg. He retired after this game.
Yeah, this was
he
his
could
last
barely,
game.
Yeah, hobble around.
So speaking
with
of
broken
NBA players, May, have you heard the news?
Probably not. What?
Yeah, Campbell's got a new favorite NBA player. You want to take a guess?
Oh goodness, I couldn't even begin to guess.
Come on, just take a guess.
I don't know, Morant. I don't.
No, not John Morant.
That's just a pretty deep NBA
That's a deep
reference.
cut. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
look
deep
at May.
cut.
He's like, I'm on a podcast here. I'm gonna throw out
Yeah.
I can't just put out like a name. You're
I mean, I
overthinking it,
never
man.
played for the
Yeah, you're
Celtics.
way
I wear a
overthinking it.
Celtics
Do you want me to give
jacket
you?
around
I can give you multiple choice. You want multiple
All right.
choice? Okay.
Give me a multiple
All right.
choice. Who's Campbell's favorite NBA player?
Okay. Zion Williamson, Kevin Durant, LeBron, Anthony Davis.
I would have to think Zion because of the Duke connection.
Nope. It's LeBron.
No, it's LeBron.
He told me today he's a LeBron guy.
Obviously. Why do I feel like that's not actually true?
It is partially true. No one should forgive him for that whole decision thing. That should never be forgiven in sports, nor ever recreated, nor ever done again. And everyone involved with the decision should be, like that was.
It was
that was
so awful.
Do you remember
was
when Jason
disgraceful.
Whitlock tried to do it? Remember when? Do you remember that?
Why would he to decide what he was gonna do? Why would
Yeah,
anybody
don't
give a
you-
shit?
Don't you remember that Whitlock? He had like kind of a decision type thing where I'm pretty sure that he was like interviewed by Nick Wright
What
when
a
he was like,
clown.
I think he was like leaving the Star or something like that, or there was something. But yeah, you don't remember that? Okay.
No, but that's amazing. But no, he again, that is unforgivable. But on the flip side of it, I give him so much credit for sticking his neck out politically. Yeah, that was a great. That's Sesanovic right there sliding in, who just got released by Sporting, but an absolute sporting legend, man. Sesanovic.
Is
God
would
bless
it be fair to say Seth Sanovic is similar to Dustin Colquitt?
Wow, that is an interesting comp. That's an
Not a bad-
interesting
it's not a
comp.
bad
Well,
comparison.
because and
It's not a bad
here's why I
comparison.
say it because
Look at this tackle, though, real quick. Just this is so important right here. For one, Jimmy Nelson, what are you doing, Jimmy? He kicks it right to him. And look at giving up his body right here because he has to slide right into this guy. Whoa, he takes – yeah, it's phenomenal.
just the duration of the time with the team and the importance to the team and being there when it was.
And he's not a flashy guy. Like
Yeah,
you wouldn't
just-
say, oh, he's our best player. But, man, he makes plays like that just – oh, there's CJ. I love CJ. You know I love CJ Sapong. That's like one of my man crushes.
Matt's a CJ Sapong guy.
I ever went to, Campbell made it a point to point out CJ Sapong. He's like, look at that guy right there. He's incredible. Okay.
Ooh, Missouri and
CJ.
Auburn, 28-27 at half.
Ooh,
Man.
tight one. Tight.
Mizzou might be going to winning an SEC championship.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah,
don't
no.
Auburn match.
Spoiler alert: they have an inability to stop a run, a specific play in the second half, and it's not close.
Exactly.
Anyway, just to finish off the LeBron thing, I get a text from Matt today, and he's like, "I'm retweeting LeBron. The world's a weird place."
It is a weird. The world moves fast, man. It moves fast. I think it takes a lot of guts, and me and Andy kind of disagree on that stance. Like he feels it's a pretty safe move. How do they not score right here, though? Oh, it's because
It's
Ned.
one on. It's one
It's
on
Ned.
three.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have that, but it's Ned Grabavoy. I was just about to say I have this game memorized. I was like, that's Ned Grabavoy. That's why.
Well, that's a bad name.
Isn't that terrible?
That's a bad name.
Look what he's got. Look what he's got in front of him. Come on, Ned. Go. What's he doing? Oh, Ned. Like, you got to get something better out of that, bro.
Ned lost the name lottery.
Ooh.
First and last.
Could you imagine being, it's 2013 at this point and being known as Ned? Like, that is like, other than Ned Yost, right? I can literally think of no other Neds.
Ned Flanders. That's
Ned
immediately
Flanders.
where people go.
The other one comes to mind, yeah.
And that's why there's no Neds, right? Like Ned Flanders kind of ruined Neds. Like, nah, we can't name anyone Ned now.
Anyone
Here's
that's
this
named
poor
Ned,
guy.
people automatically just go, "How do you do, neighbor?"
Terrible.
Doubly.
So bad.
All right, we got a corner kick. This is a big, and this is big right here. This is not well executed.
No, but they do get a shot off, and, it's not bad. Beckerman gets something out of that there, but he shouldn't have probably blasted that.
Hey, what was the percentage of SKC and Salt Lake fans?
Oh, they're pretty tight with – so they do a really good job in MLS of making sure, kind of away fans get in there. But you can see it right there.
Is that them in the corner?
That's them in the corner, and there was a lot. But no, like it's 75.
Look at this.
It's 75-25. That's Beckerman, dude. Look at him put his hands on CJ. CJ would thump him, boy. See, get out of here. What are you talking about? CJ would stomp that dude. But CJ's wouldn't do that, though, because he's all like peace and love. And, he's super. He's got good vibes.
That was almost a header into their own goal. They almost own goaled that. Is it close?
I think it got out.
So do they set aside like 10% of the tickets? It looks like they've got like
They kind of give them their own section when they have away fans. I've noticed that at multiple sporting games. Like one of the first ones I went to, we were playing Seattle, and there was a whole kind of corner that was just straight up Seattle fans.
And I think the NFL used to do that because I know that's how we got like the Denver tickets when I was a senior, and the Pittsburgh game before you went to Houston, Matt, that's how I ended up sitting up in the corner, and that's where like I was sitting around a bunch of Pittsburgh fans because that was the visiting teams.
Sure.
So at Arrowhead, they got the peaks, the stadium peaks there.
Yeah,
yeah. And so I don't
I've been
know.
in those.
Hi, Layla. I miss you. Does Layla miss me? She misses me coming over, right?
She does a little bit.
that
I
why
was trying to
she's-
mute myself in time.
Is that why
I didn't.
she's barking at me?
Yeah, she hears you.
All right, so we're about to go into extra time. Yes.
Yes. Extra time for sure. 2 15-minute halves basically is how it works. It's not sudden death. There could be literally 6 goals, if potentially in that time is no goal like limit or anything.
So if you needed to go, important question here. When do they cut beer sales?
In this game, I don't know.
Like, do they cut it half normally?
Here's what I will give you and I don't know if it'll ever be like this again, but just a story about beer sales and this thing. Me and Chris walk in, and they're literally, and May probably has a similar story. We walk in, and there are tents set up with huge kegs of Boulevard that they are giving away, and I swear to God to you, Andy, for free. At a sporting event, they were giving away free beer. I swear to me, that's like this. Everyone should be looking this up. Everyone should be going like, no way that could possibly happen that they would give, like, they might do $5 beer. They might do $2 beer. No. And here's the other part. We would just get like, for the first half hour that we were there, we just basically waited in line and just kept getting back in line. And we got like free beers before we ever walked in. Insanity.
Their owner, Rob, one of the owners, Rob Heineman, was actually down there pouring the keg beer for fans and stuff like that. So they pretty much, they picked up the tab for that one. And it is, you're right, that is exceptional.
And for this game, I don't honestly know when they cut off. I mean, I can't remember that, and I don't remember that I was buying beers at this point anyway. I was probably just trying to stay warm and, stay standing because I had plenty, of course. They were giving them away. So, it's kind of like.
Well, it's also one of those things too, where, as a standing room only, you probably were in a little bit better position than like, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of folks sitting.
Oh no, it was standing. Everyone stood the entire game. 45. Well, for one, it's freezing, dude. So you just, sure. You kind of want to stand. I eventually am standing up on. They have kind of just like at Arrowhead. They have little sections where, I get up on like I'm definitely standing where I shouldn't be. I'm surprised that they didn't tell me to get down, but I crawled up on something so I could see better.
Yeah, we're not blessed with the height like Big C had. Big C had probably no issues whatsoever. He's just like hanging out.
Correct.
That's a standard for everything I do with Chris. I just get in front of him like I'm his kid or something because I can't see if I'm behind him.
So just while we go to the end of regulation here, some stats on this YouTube. There's 7,148 views.
Oh, yeah.
201 people have thumbed up it, and 2 have thumbed out it.
Those are salty Real Salt Lake fans. Real salty Lake fans. Exactly.
I hate your YouTube video.
My favorite is those thumbs down, folks. We love those folks. We did get finally our first one on Woke Plus. It was pretty, we kind of, again, you've made it when you start getting thumbs down in some ways because you don't, no one, if you're just like this plucky, just starting out deal, everyone's, this video is great no matter what. But, we got our first thumbs down. It was like, yes, no.
Your close buddies aren't going to give you a thumbs down. So the fact that you get a thumbs down means people who are not, in your circle of friends are actually watching. So that's a good thing, probably.
Yes. And having haters is good, man. Having haters is pretty good. Here's the recap of the goals.
So we got some recaps here.
Confetti, the Cauldron. Cauldron's a great place, man. God bless them. Those folks have worked hard for that, man.
Well, tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about them. So it's different, right? It's similar to the Dog Pound, but tell us what they do, what they're about. They've got a pretty cool story. So tell us
Yeah,
Tell us
no
about
doubt.
it.
And I won't do it justice, probably.
We've
but
got a good
they,
half hour here before.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they're just incredible supporters of soccer in general, and not only sporting, and the Wizards beforehand. Again, they are the Cauldron because they started when we were the Wiz, and then we became the Wizards. So the Cauldron's been around since '96. Some of the first, that
What do
was
we have here? We have
offsides.
offsides.
Yeah. The Cauldron, they really fought to keep Kansas City soccer alive, when Sporting, or when Kansas City, when Lamar Hunt was selling the team. Okay. There was, a lot of interest in a lot of different cities, and the Cauldron really worked hard and was very vocal in trying to keep the team in the city. So like what they have now and what they've built is something that they fought very hard for, and they worked hard as a kind of a small community that's now huge, and it's a really cool story. I mean, it's really neat.
And then is there would it be fair to say they're similar to a booster club?
Yes and no. I mean, they're just
Good shot on goal.
Oh man, that was good. Nick Raimondo, they're the goalkeeper for Salt Lake's great player. Paulo Nagamura too. Look at Nagamura. Gotta love Nags, man. Paulo Nagamura, it was the king of almost making the baddest ass goals ever. Like he didn't make a whole lot of badass ones, but man, like when he would miss so spectacularly all the time. Yeah, he was so
it looked
close
like
all the time.
it looked like that ball sliced on him. If it would have hooked, we could have been jumping around a little bit.
Home again, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, they would have had to play it out. But no, I don't know how to. There's support. It's a supporters group. That's what they kind of call it in soccer. And the cool thing about the Cauldron is they really, to me, they have a good reputation. They're not like, because honestly, even some of these supporter groups can get kind of almost hooligan, style, like in Europe and places like that. And Cauldron is a family friendly place, and it's good.
Coach looks cold.
Coach, man, for me, he's legend, man. Pete, man, that guy, legendary coach, legendary. He should be the national team coach, man. He gets the most out of his teams every single time.
Yeah, he's a fantastic coach. He was a fantastic player. I mean, he won the MLS Cup as a player and a coach, both in Kansas City. That's pretty impressive, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, think about that sports-wise. There's not many people that could say that in any sport, right? You won the championship in that city and then turned around as a coach and won a championship. That's pretty badass.
So the Wizards won when?
Still on Cruyff stuff, really, in soccer. It's super.
Oh, great save by Nick Raimondo. Graham Zuzi about finished it right there. Watch this reaction save by Raimondo because he's a short guy. Look at this thing, man. It just sits right for Graham. Ooh. Wow. Oh, good save. Watch from this angle. Oh, yeah. It's at him. He's lucky it's at him, but it's still a good reaction save.
You think it's in? You think it hits the crossbar? Does it go over?
No, that's in. 100% in. 100% in. Look, we came so close so many times in this game. But yeah, no, it's Kansas City soccer's come a long way, and to have this now from what it all, we were playing at the T-Bone Stadium at one point, we were playing at Arrowhead when there was 2,000 people there, and it's really just like the most incredible success story. And the rebranding, right?
Right, yeah, the Metros again. Okay, we're gonna revisit that.
Hey, May, don't you think we should change the Chiefs to the Kansas City Metros, dude?
I think we should change the Chiefs to anything that's not the Chiefs, really. And I love Patrick Mahomes, but this is pretty racist, and we should consider getting out in front of that. But that's just my 2 cents.
I knew I had an ally, Andy, so we got two on one here. So.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about some more politics stuff.
I show up to the Democratic National Convention here. I'm over here trying to watch a soccer game with you.
Well, it's the same thing, dude. And then the soccer game is like a Democratic National Convention. Come on, dude. It's a bunch of hipster liberals
out here.
Nah, fair enough. A lot of hipster liberals. Although there's a lot of money in soccer, though, I will say that on the backside, like and that's a bad thing. I will say on like a negative side of soccer, it has become a little too elitist in our country.
Like
That's bad.
It's just like anything else.
It's the people's game everywhere else in the world, and here it's kind of considered a little snobby, and that's odd to me, because
it costs it costs some people $2,000 a year or $4,000 a year to play it. They're putting in somewhere up to $10,000 a year in some of these clubs and different things, and that's crazy.
Right.
Whereas
it's literally as popular as it is because all you need is the ball and a couple sticks in the ground to mark off a goal. You can play it anywhere.
Are us unicorns allowed to go to the soccer games there, or do you have to be
always welcome, Andy? We've enjoyed many sporting games together with the fam, and it's been always fun.
I see some picture. I've seen some pictures pop up. May, what are you doing? You gonna show your?
I got to be right back. I need another drink. I don't have far to go.
I thought he was going to show his balls again. I thought that was going to happen.
Oh, you're not lucky.
We have seen some really poor angles from May, and I had to tell him earlier because he had me down. He's like, I'm going to change this. When we're recording, I'm like, I don't care. I'm looking at this right now. I have to look at this angle right now up at you, which is not comfortable at all. So I don't care if we're recording or not. Let's fix that, please.
You can obviously tell who spends the least time on camera here. So.
Hey, it's all right, man. That's what's great about 2Cs. We just let it all hang out, man.
Yeah, man. we don't know what we're doing. All we know is that we have brother ratings of 10, which is the highest you can get. You also have a brother rating of 10. So we're gonna watch a little game, have a few drinks.
Exactly.
Enjoy ourselves.
We're killing it.
Uh-oh. What do we got here? Little melee.
It's always a really
is that guy okay? Is he going to live?
He's the best. No, he's actually dead, and he will be. No, carted off. No. But no. Oh, Colin is great for this kind of stuff, though, because what's incredible about the guy, though, his persona, he's one of those dudes he's very I don't know if he's like Tyrann Mathieu or players like that are very scrappy, very almost, I don't want to call them dirty, but are definitely, people don't like.
Oh, yeah. Man. Dude, that guy is dead.
That was for sure.
But off the field, and his persona outside of, his real, off the field, thing, he's the coolest, chillest, dude. He's, all about again, good vibes and,
he designs his own clothing line.
He's a fashion.
Colin, yeah.
Yeah, he's a fashion icon.
All right, so we had a little Tripsky there. Then my gosh,
he just pushes him over.
That was just. Whew, that was.
Chance got mad, man.
Yeah,
Chance, you don't get pissed. Chance Myers will get you.
Good
Lord.
What other politics did you guys want to talk about?
Ooh, I think let's stick to soccer. Stick to sports. It's what I always say.
Stick to
sports.
Just stick to sports, pal. All right.
Come on.
Hey, just stick to sports.
I do think though, and that's something we mentioned it a little bit, and it's a little disagreement we have on speaking out, and it depends on how you speak out and when you speak out, and I think your argument is that LeBron is actually actually promoting his brand and kind of by the things he's saying. And my argument is that he could potentially be hurting his brand by doing it. So it's just a different way of looking at it, but it's interesting.
Well, I'll say it right here on 2Cs with a pod.
Please do.
If you are an incumbent and you show up on my ballot, you will not get voted for.
Interesting.
Across the board.
Okay.
I think they've all done a terrible job. They've fucked everything up. They should all be fired.
It's not a terrible stance to take, man. If we're really unhappy with the government, the way to do it is just go ahead and vote in the next round, But
unless I personally know the person,
well, of course,
then
politics are retail, man, in every way. If I know you, I'm probably going to vote for you because it'd be dumb not to. Why would I not do that? Because maybe if I need something, I'm going to holler at you.
Yeah, we're a big Robbie Sauls fan. house here. You know,
There you go.
went to school with
I-
us. We're voting for that guy.
I like Robbie Sauls. I voted for him.
Tell me more about him. I don't.
Oh, I don't know. He
why
went
do
to
I
school
know?
with. I think he went to school with Kara.
Okay, I was gonna say he's a Crispin
Yeah.
kid.
He's younger than us. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He's
He's
a
Okay.
good
younger than
guy.
us. Yeah.
He's younger than us. He took over for our Andrew spot. He's a Democrat. In local
Oh,
sense.
I'm not going to be able to vote for him then.
Oh no, you ruined it, May.
Yeah,
you
May.
used
Positive.
May,
you
you know
used
me.
that D word, the D
You know,
word.
you know me, May. Straight Republican ticket.
Right.
Oh,
Just-
Oh,
geez, here we go.
Yeah, and he's pretty responsive. I think he's one of the more liberal voices in the Missouri state. Missouri representatives, which is
Boy, May, you're
Why-
really not.
why
You're
do
really
you
not
concern-
selling Robbie over here to me.
Come on, May. Play your audience, dude. Know your audience, bro.
Hey, are you still on that? Are you still on that NKC Facebook group?
Oh yeah.
You're getting all their updates.
Oh, big time.
My
big
goodness,
time.
those people were very upset that businesses opening back up.
Right? It's. It really it seemed kind of odd up there. It's where most businesses were kind of fighting to open up. It seemed like they were fighting to stay closed.
Yeah, keep
Now,
our businesses closed. We can't
Right.
believe
Who is this?
there was a closed Facebook group that May and I were part of when we had the restaurant up north. We had a chance there.
Yeah, CJ
And,
again. Man, CJ came so close in this game.
Yeah,
Ugh.
we're still we still get updates. They didn't kick us out of the group,
Oh, well,
Um,
bless him.
so it's kind of so I still get updates on Facebook of what they've got going on. They're very active.
And they're pissed that they're reopening. That's interesting.
It's kind of a like a neighbors and business and that type of environment. Dude,
Sure.
North Kansas City's it's a unique place.
Yes.
It is a
And-
very unique place. Is that a nice way of putting it, May?
I think that yeah, that's a good way to put it. It is kind of a unique little spot in Kansas City.
Yeah, it's a neat little place, but man, they've got like this. They kind of have like this insecurity and almost like this little brother syndrome.
Yeah.
Look at us. This is our space. This is our little town in this big town. Oh, that's got to be a foul. How's that not?
Sure felt like it, didn't it?
That
I
looked like
know.
a foul.
It's a tough. Can you imagine making
blow the
that call,
whistle.
though?
All right,
I
both
know.
ends. All right, okay. Let's
It's a
make sure we
tough
don't
call
call
to-
it down the other end either.
I mean, I think they replay it. It's not. I mean, but yeah, I think he could have called it. But again, this is a.
Oh,
Tough
you're gonna call
moment
that? Oh, you're gonna call that?
Exactly.
No, that's not in the box.
That's 100% what Benny's telling him. So here it is right here. Oh, he gets it right here on his foot and turns. Dang, man, that is. You're right. That is. That's.
Could have been called.
It's because the ball gets away from him just a little bit right there. But again, I mean, now this is another good example, Andy, and we had this come up in the NBA game that we watched prior to this, and that is that they could technically replay this now, right? Even in soccer, that's a replayable play right there, and very much that could have been a penalty kick, and we would again not be going to penalties right now. Look at Benny. Benny's putting his hand around the ref. Like,
Oh yeah,
come
he's
on, bro.
baby
I love
facing
Benny.
him. Hey man, come on. See that
Ooh.
looked clean to me.
And he got on the
Is that
ball.
wrong?
Exactly. What are you rolling around for, Ned? That's Ned again, of course. And
Ned Grabber play.
Ned Grabboy, exactly. What a name. Fair enough. That guy's a clown. There's LaBelle Palmer. I said, remember LaBelle Palmer. He'll come back.
Oh.
He's an important
LaBelle.
player here.
All right, so we're about to the end of the first.
Correct. Really good chance for them too. Look at Jimmy falling in the goal. Oh, they called offsides.
Mhm.
It was offsides. That's what it was because the ball did go in. Yep. Here's old boy right here calling offsides. They'll show it. They'll show it. He was off.
Is that
They showed it.
replayable now?
Also replayable. Correct. So
So that goal
wouldn't.
would have counted. Like, let's say they wave it off live, replay it.
Look, there he's off by a step. Right there. Boom. There's the line. There he's offsides. It's a good example of offsides rule right there. That's a good example of showing people what that looks like, why, where he was offsides there. But so what they would do, Andy, is they would not flag it. They would let the play out, and then they would replay it after the goal.
So it's very much like a fumble in the NFL now, where they're erring on the side of this is a fumble.
Correct.
And we're just going to let play go, and then we'll stop it when we get the opportunity. Yeah.
How close were you, May? Like, how many rows up? You guys were right on the field.
Oh, I was maybe second row.
Yeah, I thought Melanie.
We were right down in front. I don't think I was in the first row. I think it was in the second row.
Yeah, and that was right. That was right on the area that the penalty kicks were. Too. That was kind of cool as well, because it could have been on the other end. But they did it at the Cauldron end, which makes sense, of course. All right, here's the start of the second extra time, last 15 minutes before we get to the penalty kicks. So it is pretty tight right now. Again, this is where soccer can get complicated in some ways and get tough, right? Because no one wants to make a stupid decision. No one wants to do something dumb that you've been playing in the freezing cold now for 105 minutes, and you don't want to be the guy that does something ignorant, And so the game gets a little tight. People, and if you get corner kicks, if you get free kicks, that's where you want to score. But as far as like pushing numbers up and like taking big chances going forward, you don't want to do that, because it's just, you'd rather go to penalty kicks than do that,
Yeah, than do something terrible. And
so you push numbers up, you have a turnover,
they counter.
Now you're down.
And then it's over, and then again, so that's what you just don't want to get caught. You're like, if they beat us in this situation, where we're 5v5, 4v6, something like that, then so be it, But what you don't want to do is get caught out, and that's Chance Myers almost got caught out right there, but he worked his way back up,
So this is a situation where you're going to be very conservative. So at this point, really, both teams, fair to say, are playing for the penalty kicks.
I mean, like in this scenario right here, you obviously want to score. You've got it down in your box. You're knocking it around right here. This is a good chance that you could put the game away. But as far as, again, are you going to push a bunch of numbers up and leave yourself exposed in the back? No. And so, yes, so right here, you'll see a tackle and you'll end up seeing it get kind of back in the middle of the field. And then it gets kind of, again, not so attack-based. Uh-oh.
All right. We are at 1 minute 58, 56, 57, 58, 59, 159, and game time is 107:02.
Right. Beasler, he does a long throw in. He always, they kind of moved away from that a little bit, but that's kind of one weapon, which is, again, a risk, because what he has to do is he's our center back. So what he does is, so you see him right here, he's sprinting back. So he runs all the way to the front, throws the ball in, and then basically sprints back.
A dead sprint back to get into position. Yeah.
Right.
Which it's a risk, but to me, it seems like a calculated one. If if he makes a good throw in, he's got time to get back. But if something goes wrong, it's all bad.
Yeah. Because he's your best defender that you're pulling up, basically,
he's your best defender. He's your last defender. He's,
right.
He's. You don't want him up in the front.
So how nervous are you guys at this point?
Oh,
losing my mind, really, at this point. Yeah, it was.
I'm inconsolable. Now, I will say it's the same. It's no different than Chiefs or anything else for me. When I'm at the stadium, I'm actually I don't know that it's less nervous, but I'm honestly in a little better shape. When I'm at home, it's actually really bad. Like I pace, I can't sit down. I went and
watched the Super Bowl over at this guy's house that we finally won, and he was just
it's manic.
He didn't sit down for 4 hours. There was no question.
I'm kind of the same way. Like when I'm at home, I am the worst of humanity.
Yeah, I'm gross. Same.
I think I mentioned this to you, Campbell, about the church group wanted to get together and watch the Chiefs game.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, this is a regular season game.
No, still. No.
I told Kara, I was like, "Oh, there's no chance of that
It's
happening."
No.
There's
Not a
There's-
Wait a
not,
baseball
Let's watch a
team.
Royals game. Maybe a Royals
Yeah.
game. Like a regular season. Let's watch a game 82 of the Royal season together. That sounds fun.
Hey, you guys want to go
I
out
could
to
be-
the Royals
I could
game
be
like
sitting nice.
May 4th? Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's go get some
Exactly.
Star Wars bobbleheads. Be a great
Yeah.
time.
Super fun. But no Chiefs games. That's not.
Oh,
no.
you mean like a preseason game?
Yeah, that's what was fun about watching back old games, right? Like again, that's what we had kind of your inspiration for all this, and kind of when we were watching that old Chiefs game, it was so fun because I wasn't an asshole, like
Yeah.
I was actually a decent
Well-
human being and enjoyed the football.
Yeah, May. So I don't know if you. So ESPN's been replaying like Monday night games, on Monday night. They had the
Right.
2018 the Mahomes left-handed pass, which is
Nice.
what that game's remembered for. When watching the game in totality, that left-handed pass meant nothing.
No. God, got us the first down. But
No.
yeah,
No, it didn't.
it didn't?
No.
Okay. All right. I believe
We
you.
lost.
You've seen
Like
it
I
more
think we had a
recently.
holding play on the very next play and moved us back to like 3rd and 15.
Correct. There was a better, really, in some ways, and that's astounding. I mean, this is just a ridiculous feat. Don't get us wrong. I don't think that's not what we're saying, but like there's a more important and crazier throw he makes across his body where he holds his foot back and is like behind the line of scrimmage. And he again, it's one of those plays where he clearly knows where the line of scrimmage is, and he like drags his foot just enough and then throws completely across his body, like 25 yards down the field to Kelsey. On a dime, which is actually right. We were watching that going, oh my God, that throw, that's the throw, not the left-handed goofy thing, but
Yeah, and he did
and
a-
they should have lost. Like we said,
Yeah,
they played terrible.
Yeah, they played
I gotta
terrible. And
save my dog, fellas. This is actually kind of amusing. You can't see it from here, but my pretty big, muscly half pit bull dog right now is being completely terrified by about a 6-pound cat. So I gotta give him a pat through here. But
dude, it's crazy how that
Need a
happens,
box.
man.
I'm starting to feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, Case Keenum missed a wide open Demaryius Thomas right at the end of that.
Yeah, that's yeah.
There we go.
We watched.
Did you
Mike
solve the
Duff.
Animal Kingdom problem there, man?
Solve the Animal Kingdom problem. I should have flipped the phone around because it was hilarious. Because my cat was just giving him the evil eye, and he was like backing away and looking over at me like,
Hey.
"Help!"
We haven't resorted to cat videos yet, May, but
Not quite.
we may at some point. So we'll keep you posted.
You let me know. I'm ready to go with cat videos. So. Got a couple good ones.
So, are either of you guys watching like the ticker down at the bottom? Going, wait, is this the Robert Griffin III Baylor team?
No, is it? No, I don't. He was
2013?
out by then. Wasn't he out by then?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Remember
Who's in
all
trouble for? Somebody's in trouble for some NFL substance abuse problems. Shocker.
It's
It happens.
this is tight right here.
Yep, it gets again. And going back to your question, I was very nervous, very freaked out. But it helped that it was 20 degrees. So you could jump around. So the things I kind of do at my house and like I do when I'm nervous, I look normal kind of because that's what everyone was doing because it was so freezing.
So,
Well, funny thing too is most of sporting games are played in warm weather, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's a really long season. It's a really long season. And basically what happened was, and they kind of changed the rules and they, again, this is the thing you run into. So sporting was actually, I think they were 1 seed at this point, but basically you would, who's that? Is that Annika? Hi, Annika.
Annika's here. You want to watch some of the soccer game? Say hi to Matt and Matt. Say hi to Campbell and May.
Hey.
buddy.
We're kidless today for the first time in a while. Yeah. So, but I don't
Oh,
know,
well,
yeah.
you want to watch this on double speed so that So you can take advantage of that.
This is all good. Deanna's probably cool up there chilling by herself. She's like, thank God I'm actually solo, real solo, not my other child, my husband to deal with too.
Annika needed a hug. What did I miss?
Not much. Again, it's still just kind of a chess match. Again, they're not really taking a lot of chances. Couple more minutes till PK.
That guy looks like Robert Griffin III right there.
Yes.
He does a little. This is the first time I've gone back and watched this. Like I was in attendance at this game, and I've never gone back and watched it.
Yeah,
this guy. This guy's watched it many times. They just replayed it not too long ago on the how they've been replaying all these games, but they played it. I watched it fully then, and then I watched it. I've watched this game so much. It's crazy.
I believe you.
These PKs, I'll tell you, I won't because I already told the first goal and totally spoiled that. So, but I could basically explain. Yeah, the PK is completely.
It is a 7-year-old game, so spoiling is kind of a tough word.
I haven't watched the Super Bowl back.
Me neither.
I haven't watched like the game back, but I've definitely watched highlights and watched like all that mic'd up stuff with Mahomes stuff. I had to watch that. And stuff is like, oh my God, the dude Mahomes, come on, man. That kid's unreal.
I've got it. I've got that stuff almost memorized.
Right.
But like mic'd up, turning point. But I actually haven't watched the game.
I actually bought my first box of Mahomes Magic Crunch the other day at the grocery store.
That's still out?
Yeah, you can get it. I mean, it's terrible cereal, as it turns out.
May have you
ate it?
May have you acquired any of the championship Bud Light?
I do. I've got a championship Bud Light. I actually got a few of them. I went to a local bar and said, "Why don't you sell me a few of those sealed up?" And they said, "You don't want to drink it?" And I said, "No, it's Bud Light. It's making love in a canoe."
So, you know what you just cost yourself, buddy?
What's
you just
that?
cost yourself me putting a bottle on your porch.
Oh, I got some Mahomes Crunch. I got some of the Bud Lights, and I've got a 6-pack of the Cokes.
I may swing by Campbell's. I may bring your beer. I was going to put on
Good
your.
job, man.
I'm going to put it on Campbell's. I'm just going to set off Campbell's Ring doorbell and.
Nice.
That sounds amazing.
I'm the reverse.
I still have my other one. I'm saving that thing.
I'm the reverse porch pirate. Most people grabbing like your Amazon gifts and running off. Not me. I'm dropping stuff off.
Exactly. That's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Careful with your Bud Light bottles. Actually, though, it's a stupid side story, but I had when the first Avengers movie came out, they came out with Dr. Pepper cans for all the different ones. You had to get like Diet Cherry, Dr. Pepper to get Black Widow, stuff like that. So I had them all stashed away, and I didn't even look at them for years. And I got them out maybe a couple months ago. I was showing my nephew. Well, like 2 of the cans exploded and shot soda all on the inside of the box. I was like, why am I even keeping this now? Which I thought that was kind of a bummer. I'd gone through the motions of saving them for quite a while, and then found out that the cans bung on me.
Yeah, did you guys know pop expires? Did you know that?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I would still drink it.
I didn't know it for for the longest time. I didn't know that it did. Speaking of the Avengers, looks like you did some good work, May, by sequencing everything.
Nice. That wasn't me, but I probably could.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of Campbell retweets, that's all my timeline is.
Nice.
All my timeline is Wook plus fish, Campbell retweet, Wook plus.
Don't forget Jason Isbell. A lot of Jason Isbell in there.
LeBron James.
Nice. What happened to the video? Jason Christ, man, that guy. By the way, it did. Yeah, this guy's terrible. I hate this guy too. I shouldn't say hate. Hate's such a strong word, but I don't like him.
Yeah, you just crushed me like a half an hour ago for saying that Magic and Larry hated each other.
I know. I don't hate the guy, but he did talk a lot of trash about Sporting KC. That's where a lot of the like Benny Philhaber hate came from. Was like, RSL basically said, before the game that we kind of play a beautiful game of soccer and Sporting's just like a bunch of bangers, basically, which, I mean, Vermee's teams, especially at that time, they were physical, man. That was the thing of theirs, but the idea that they were any more, bangerish than RSL is a joke.
So they were the New York Knicks
and both of these teams MLS. In some ways. So that was the kind of comical part about it, is that, any team that has Kyle Beckerman, is a team that's going to stomp on you and play physical. So, I don't know.
Beckerman's the worst.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm glad you're on board with that.
Yeah.
He is kind of a clown.
There are things that I will agree with you on.
Thank you. That's a good
I've
point
always
right
thought something we mentioned earlier that we kind of got away from, but I've always considered Sporting's biggest rival not to be Salt Lake, but to be the Houston Dynamo.
There's a couple, and it was the Dynamo for years. I mean, I could see that too. Like the Dynamo really, when we
played them in the playoffs several times, they came over to the Western Conference with us. That was not intentional, but it seemed like we had a lot of. Didn't the Dynamo knock us out of the playoffs in 2012?
No, here's what I'd say. Like, if you just go by purely game-related things and the games they played, I would agree with you. What I'm going to say is that the RSL rivalry kind of went off the field a little bit and became like, I don't know, like a real rivalry, in some ways, where it was like, we really don't like these guys. And because they got in a big fight. I mean, backstory to this, actually, in like 2010, 2011, here's the PKs here. They got into a fight in preseason. RSL and SKC got into a fight in preseason, no bullshit. And so they kind of disliked each other from that point on.
All right. So we need to divert our banter. And we're to the part where this is nut cutting time right here, boys. This is
this is interesting. Like I said, I've never rewatched this, so I'm actually.
Don't worry about Trey Mason's 32 rushes for 230 yards at this point.
Well, let's take bets here. Claudio Bieler, okay, good scorer, forward, good player. Does he make this?
Since you know this,
yeah, that's what I want to ask you.
Let me. Okay. This is a make.
Okay, May, where are you at? You were there, but you must.
Oh, goodness, I don't remember exactly how this went down. It should be a make.
Well, of course you're going to say that after it's going into the...
No kidding. It's a make.
As it's going into the back of the net, May's over here. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Exactly.
When it hits the crossbar, May's like, no.
You guys' version. I'm watching like still pictures 4 seconds apart here. I'm not getting good.
We got to talk about this though. We have to talk about that right there.
All right.
Jimmy Nilsson, the ultimate troll. He has notes. Look at those notes. I have never seen a penalty kick goalie in my life look at notes in front of the penalty kick taker. I promise you, Andy, you could look at a million penalty. There's been a million of them, and I've never seen a trollier, awesomer move by a goalie than taking out like notes before the kicker takes it. And I think they were total bullshit. Like they were real pictures.
So total psych move.
He saved it too. And he saved that right there too, right? So he looks at the notes, he guesses the right way, he saves it on them, so he's already in their heads. It's so amazing.
So total psych move, right?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think the notes really changed much. He was just right. No, it's a total, He
didn't save that though, dude.
No, he blasted it over the goal. Got in the guy's head, hopefully. Right? That's what he's going to say. But, I mean, again, it's just a slick move. Okay, so here comes Nags, May. Paulo Nagamura, Sporting legend again.
I think he makes this.
I'm going to go with make.
Okay.
It's been a while. I don't remember. I remember one particular miss where I was like, "Arr!" But
well, we don't get to a point where there were several times where both Salt Lake and Sporting could have won on the kick they were taking, and they just, something happened. Yeah. So like these kicks aren't as memorable because they weren't like sudden death kicks. What
I remember is a Sporting KC jumped out to a big, I wanted to say this is a make and the next Real's a miss.
Correct.
Is what I want to say.
Yeah.
And so they jumped out to this big lead and then
Real
You're nailing it. And I absolutely, Andy, I was like, and I'll tell you, I remember these moments. Like I remember this was the first moment. Okay. So we make these first two. You'll see with this RSL kick, it's like it's one of those things where it was the first time where I thought, "Oh, this is it." I felt more
it's in the
confident,
bag.
Right? Exactly. Look who it is, Ned Grabavoy.
Grabavoy.
Ned, you're gonna blow it, son.
Oh, that.
And that's a Jimmy Nielsen save right there.
Save, yeah.
Terrible PK though.
Ned,
Terrible.
Ned didn't approach that one with a lot of confidence.
Because he's Ned. I mean, his parents doomed him already.
Yeah,
he wasn't gonna make this from the womb.
What's he doing there? Like, in all seriousness, is he just
being Ned, doing a Ned thing? I don't know. A lot of people take weird PKs. There's a lot of different run-ups. You'll see a lot. Look at Jimmy's notes. That is the most amazing thing. As a keeper, I swear to God, I don't even know if that's legal. I'm honestly, that's the other part. I'm not even 1,000%. I've never seen it so much that I can't even guarantee you that that's legal. But then Beasler misses there.
So Beasler tried to go fast. There.
Yeah, he does a one step. He doesn't do a run up at all. He does a quick one step shot.
It's kind of once a ball's down live, right?
Correct.
So once they put the ball down, the kicker can take their time, go fast. What's the rule here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a gentleman's rule. You can't take forever. Beckerman makes this one, and so now we're back.
Okay.
Yeah. So
so Beckerman misses that. If Beckerman misses that, we got to. That was huge. That was massive for them.
Correct.
Yeah, that kept him in it.
100%. And so, you aren't supposed to be able to take too many stutter steps and stuff. They kind of outlawed that. There's certain you really, and I don't know the exact definition. Like watch Benny.
I wanted to say this is a
watch
miss.
Benny.
Is this a miss?
No. Watch Benny stop. He doesn't stop as much, but he just blasts it right up the middle. No, Benny doesn't miss. He's fired up, boy. God, Benny, man. Benny's one of my favorite sporting players of all time. I mean, I don't know how he can't be one of everybody's favorite.
Man. He's one of the best midfielders I've ever seen.
Heard he voted for Trump.
He's just so fired up. I don't care. Benny can do anything, man. I will say that. Benny, God bless him. And I'm pretty sure that's not true, by the way. I'll go out on a limb here and say I don't think that. But even if he was, man, Benny, freaking legend.
So if we would have saved here, it would have been over. So this is obviously in.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
and he blasted that. Good player, João Plata. He still plays in the league. Good player.
Yeah, and it looked
a lot of these guys still do.
It looks like Jimmy actually quasi-guessed right there.
He did. He just, again, great PK. I mean, I don't care. If it's a good penalty kick, you can guess right all you want. There's no stopping it. I mean, especially from a professional soccer player's foot, there's no. And so here's another thing you can do as keepers. Like, you go up there and you jack with the ball. You talk some trash to the kicker, you can kind of do that. They don't like that. The ref makes you leave, but that's another way you can psych people out.
So this is a miss.
This is the miss. This is the miss I groaned at that I was talking to earlier. I was put this away.
Well, this is the win right here. Graham Zusi wins it right there because look, see, it'd be 4-3.
Right.
It'd have been So that was the first. That was the first. You make this, it's over kick. Yeah. And so then, it basically, it kind of ties back up. It swings back to them. Look at RSL fans. God, they were terrible. Clowns. What's Graham doing?
What's
so bad.
So just adrenaline, nerves. What's going on here?
Yeah, all those things. Things. And they just don't.
You weren't at the MLS level, but you've been in this situation.
Oh, absolutely. On the flip side, as a goalie, because I was always goalie, when it mattered, if I was playing games. And on that side of it, you're playing with house money. I mean, playing as a goalie in this is great because it's just you're only the hero. No one blames you. I mean, unless you do just something like let one go through your, Look, Jimmy, he kind of paused right there, and Jimmy's pissed because you're not supposed to be able to pause so much. But yeah, no, as the kicker, absolutely. Think about the pressure. I mean, the pressure's insane. The adrenaline, absolutely. And a lot of these guys are not penalty kick takers. A lot of Graham Zusi probably hadn't taken a penalty kick in 5 years before he took that one. There's just it's just not practiced that much. It's not, you have specific guys. So let's say Jimmy Nielsen, well, it wouldn't be Jimmy, but let's say CJ Sapong gets a penalty kick, like gets knocked down in the box. That doesn't mean he's taking the kick. We probably have a guy that's our set penalty kick taker that takes it 90% of the time, you know? So these dudes like Seth Sinovic, and he nails his. Look at Seth, just cool as could be. And he never takes penalty kicks. I promise you, you know.
Would it be fair to say that a lefty's going to try to go where the goalie went, that they're going to try to, most times they're going to try to pull it? So
it's a
speak.
Psychological game. And honestly, for me at the pro level, I think you guess maybe. On the lower ends, for me, whenever I do it, I don't guess, because I to me, the pressure is all on the kicker, and I don't want to dive and then him kick it right at me. Does that make sense? Or him do something stupid. So I wait, you know, in some ways, but.
So we're at 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to 10? Do they have 5 more kicks, or are we now in sudden death?
It is
1 for 1.
It wouldn't be. It played out 1 for 1 this way. Does that make sense?
No, but so are they going to 10? Or like if we made, they missed, we miss, they make, is it over?
Right. Yes. No, that would be over then. No, it doesn't go into like, you so don't get through 5.
We're not doing another best of 5.
No.
We're now.
I'm so glad CJ. Look at CJ's run up. I'm glad CJ made his so much, because he missed so many chances, honestly, in this game, and I'm glad he made that, man. Like, he deserved it because he worked his butt off, but he just never got the glory. Yeah, no. So it's basically, so now RSL RSL has to make it here or the game's over. Does that make sense? So it's almost like, so now basically RSL, if we keep making and they keep, you know, at this point it's like sudden death for them. So they miss here, it's over.
So realistically, on penalty kicks, you want to go first.
Yes, and I don't remember. Oh, Jimmy, I know, so close again, but that's a great penalty kick. You can't stop it because you guess right, your hand's there, but it's just too quick, too hard of a shot.
Looked like it hit the post and bounced in.
It may have. I don't know if it caught it or not. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there's Tony Beltran.
Oh, look at that.
It's good, pretty good player for RSL.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So where do you want to aim on a
so here's where it flips. To me, you want that side netting, right? If you kick it in the side netting, it shouldn't be saved. If you kick it with any kind of pace, like, so if it's in any corner, basically. Now, a lot of people, they just go and blast it up in the front or right in the middle because goalies guess.
All right.
Here's where it flips. Lawrence Olam, God love him. It's a great guy, and he missed that terribly. So now it flips to Sporting, right? Like if they miss, they're out.
Yeah. So now this requires a save.
Correct. Of all things. And again, look at Lawrence Olam, man. What's he doing? The interesting story. Lawrence Olam wasn't supposed to play in this game. One of our best players got hurt 5 minutes in, and Lawrence Olam had to play. And I heard Beasler tell a story that Olam is like, he was the guy who was the worst with the cold. Like, he hated the cold. He couldn't deal with it. And so he was all bundled up and thought, I'm not playing. And then 5 minutes in the game, he had to play.
This is some fantastic hair, by the way.
Yeah, but Jimmy don't care.
This is pretty good.
God, that is just, I mean, again, that is a massive, just Jimmy. That's why he's just a legend. I mean, it's an incredible save, an incredible moment, because that could have been it right there. Velasquez is a hero. Game's over.
Yeah, he gets a little tentative here.
Yeah. Jimmy, it's just a terrible PK because, again, if he places it right, Jimmy still can't save it. But he put it right by Jimmy's hands where it's perfectly easily saved. Now, see, the other thing is you can't. So Chance Myers, good kick for him. Chance Myers is a defender, right? So when you get later on in the stages of the kicks, you have to run through your exact players that are on the field. You can't like have some dude from the bench, jump on the field. So you have to run through those dudes first. So you put your best 5 up that are on the field. Well, after you get through that, then you're into your defenders. Then you're into literally to the point where you get to your goalies eventually. Your goalies have to take penalty kicks at some point. If you get to round 11 here, it would be the goalie on goalie.
Goalie on goalie crime, man.
Yeah, goalie on goalie action.
Yeah, Trey Mason's got 256 at this point. That's a big game. All right. Well, this
Jimmy's
guy
doing
is
his calisthenics.
Yeah, he's gonna get some jumping jacks in.
Yeah.
Oh,
but he makes it. I knew he did. This guy's a clown. Get out of there yelling at our crowd. What a ding dong. Get out of here, you clown.
Oh,
Nate Borchers.
He likes his arm.
Yeah, good job on that arms. Yeah, see, he went with the blasted down the middle, and the goalie will guess, and then he'll move out of the way theory, that's why I don't love diving or guessing all the time. There's our guy, man, this his game's just phenomenal. This game, he played well defensively.
Here's your man.
I know, man. I love this guy. He's great. When I watched this game, when he scored the goal, when they Sporting replayed it on TV, I put a tweet out there, something about him being such a legend, KC legend, and he retweeted it or something or liked it. He's a nice guy, man. Again, like I said, he's a bulldog on the field, man, but this is a confident boy. Look at him. He's like, I don't even care. I'm just going to blast this.
Ooh.
Boom. And he guessed the right. But see, as a good example there. He guessed the right way, but it's a perfect PK. So it's unstoppable. It doesn't matter. You could guess a million ways, right a million times. See, watch this. It's perfectly placed in that side netting.
I got this. I got this as a miss.
This next one?
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Yeah, I got this as a
and
miss.
who did I say to watch for?
Palmer guy?
Who did I say to watch for? Lavelle Palmer.
Lavelle Palmer. Robert Griffin III.
Yes, exactly. Our guy RG3's.
RG3 is not going to do well here. Hope he doesn't hurt his knee.
Wow. Exactly.
That was bad. That was wrong. Sorry.
It's all right. He's making $1 billion backing up somebody.
Oh.
And he hit it off.
He hit the
crossbar. And it's over. That's rough, man. That's
he gonna walk right into the. And
all of us cheering and yeah.
And then what? So what'd you guys do? Did you rush the field? Is this you, May? May, you rushing the field?
I did not rush the field.
I don't think that's fans. That's mostly sporting staff that don't. I just think they're geared up, so it looks like they're fans.
Right.
But no, the fans didn't crash the field, that I could tell.
So did the Real Salt Lake people just bounce now? Is it just time for them to leave?
They walked out and did some sort of I heard they were singing at one point. I left before they left, so I never got a chance to see what they believe me.
So what do they do here? Is there a trophy presentation on field?
There's the spray painting of the wall.
So it's a tradition for us that it's called paint the wall. So basically we have this, that wall where it says all our championships and stuff. And so, he basically, they lift Jimmy Nielsen up on a lift, and then he takes a spray paint can and puts 2013 up there. It's under the championship. Nice. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Little tradition. Paint the wall.
It's his last game. He had multiple broken ribs and didn't tell anybody about it so that he couldn't get pulled out of the game. I mean, he's just a legend, man.
Yeah, he was old and not 100%. Yeah, he was banged up that game as well. It's amazing that he pulled it off. All these guys. Look at Tom Dwyer.
Well, it's a good way to go out.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is. It's cool. And a lot of those guys, hey, let's see what Andy's been watching on YouTube here. You've been watching Liverpool Atletico?
Probably. I think this is, actually, if we move this over, this is under the church's account.
Oh.
For the virtual services. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, this was a lot of fun. May, thank you thanks for joining us for this look back at the
my pleasure.
Sporting Kansas City versus Real Salt Lake. Is there a fake Salt Lake?
Apparently there is. No,
All
that
right.
that is one of those weird soccer things.
So this was 2013,
Yeah.
and then in 2014 the Royals would go to the World Series. 2015 the Royals would win the World Series.
Boom.
2016 something happened. 2017 something happened.
Something happened. Yeah. Other stuff.
2018 Patrick Mahomes was drafted. 2019
So that's like a championship in itself.
Yeah, 2019 AFC Championship, 2020 Super Bowl championship. So it's been a
Right.
good run. I know
It
that
has.
we think that we're cursed, but we've been
No,
on a good run.
No, we deserve this because of our cursed childhoods.
Yeah.
Like this is the payoff in our adulthoods.
So next week we're going to watch a very close game, Matt. I think we're going to watch this U.S. versus Angola.
The Dream Team?
Dream Team.
Holy shit, though. That would be fun to watch a Dream Team, though. Holy
do it.
cow.
We're going to do
Crazy.
it. We're going to watch a Dream Team game. I'm calling
That'll be a
it.
tight one. I wonder who won that one. We'll have to
Next week.
No spoilers.
Next
Angola
week.
had a good center there. I remember that. I can't remember anybody from USA. Can you remember any of those guys? I remember a lot of Angola players, but the Dream Team.
I don't think any of them did anything. So, so I've realized that over the course of our recording here that it's gone from day to night, and it looks like I'm sitting in the dark. So
it's pretty awesome.
All right, guys, this was a lot of fun. Appreciate it. We'll see y'all next week. May, stay safe. Get feeling better. We'll see you guys soon. All right, take it easy, guys. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.